basically what this training is something that's helped me scale my business, or just a single product to my business, to over 6 figures in less than a year. And about 90% of it has come through this funnel, this way of creating leads, and quality leads as well, not just crap leads that are not going to go anywhere. Because part of this system, it kind of filters out all those kind of leads that are just going to waste your time on. So yeah, obviously this is the best thing I've come across. I'm a lead gen kind of, I look at myself as someone who's constantly on the ball with what's out there in the marketplace at the minute in terms of generating qualified leads. And the beauty of this is that it puts it all on autopilot. You can have it rolling and it's constantly generating you appointments day in, day out without you having to do any more for it. You set this thing up and it's constantly rolling while you're asleep, while you're at the gym, while you're in the office, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, it's just constantly rolling, which is why technology is so good these days, because you can just let it do a lot of the heavy lifting, which a lot of people don't understand or just don't know that it exists, which is fair enough. They're not going to know because they're not in that world. I am. So yeah, so it's just to show you how you can set this thing up yourself, or obviously at the end I will make you an offer where we'll provide you with everything. It's like a car that we'll provide you with, and we'll teach you how to drive it. That's basically how we look at things. But yeah, like I say, this is the best thing I've come across. So it is worth investing the time to at least understand how it works and how it can benefit you. Because I think there is a lot of problems really in terms of lead generation in financial services. So this kind of addresses a lot of the issues that are prevalent with lead generation in financial services. So yeah, I'll talk us over the slides now, and yeah, we'll explain it. We'll break it all down for you so you know exactly how it works. And yeah, let's take it over to the slides. Okay. So I'm guessing by now you've probably come across quite a lot of information on the subject of marketing. It's that much out there these days that you can just become very easily overwhelmed with it. Or obviously I speak to a lot of financial service professionals like daily, and one of the biggest kind of barriers that people say that they have in getting them to where they need to be is that they're procrastinating too much. And it's not surprising these days because there's that much stuff out there on marketing, and because this what we call analysis paralysis, where it's just that much there, you just end up just getting overwhelmed with it and not doing anything with it. So I think what helped me is just really just following one proven strategy that works. This is how I've built my business in recent years. I've got one main mentor that I pay a lot of money to, and he shows me the way that he's done his business because he's in a place where I want to be. So I'm quite happy to pay him good money to help me get him to where he is. So yeah, it's like I say, it's very overwhelming. And I think the other way that people are getting stuck in their business really is by just following a lot of the old school tactics that a lot of financial service professionals have been doing in the past. And it's generally, I'm not being obviously specific by any means, but generally speaking, financial services is quite an old school kind of stuffy industry where the kind of way that the way that business is getting generated is from ways that aren't really the best investment in the time or the money, really. I think people are spending a lot of time on things like buying in crappy leads, and they sat there all day ringing through like a massive list of leads, and they're getting to speak to a handful, and out of those, some probably won't speak English, some you'll probably get hung up on. But I think that's just the nature of the beast, because there's no real trust there with when you're buying leads in. They just don't know who you are. You've not built up any rapport. There's no trust, which trust is essential in any industry in terms of doing. So when you've not got that trust there, it's very difficult to get them on the phone, for one, and two, once you do get them on the phone, it's an uphill battle from there. Because as well, they come if you do get in touch with them, you do get to speak to them, they're not expecting your call often as well. So they're on the hop. They could have their hands full of kids, or could be doing anything, shopping, whatever. And they want to get rid of you straight away as soon as they can, because they don't know who you are. They probably it's took them 2 seconds to fill out some information online, and there's no real intent there either. Yeah, it's very difficult. And obviously, there are other things, but a lot of people are relying on referrals, which, don't get me wrong, referrals are great because that's on the other side of it. The trust is there with referrals, but it's very difficult to scale a business on something that's intermittent, really, and sporadic in the way that it comes in. you can't really predict referrals. And so you can't build a business on something that's not predictable and that's not reliable. And then a lot of people are doing a lot on social media where they're posting 10 posts a day or doing what all these gurus are telling them to do. But yeah, I just think there's a lot of waste of time and energy. And a lot of people go into a networking events where they're spending 6 hours a week, go to these networking events and they sat in front of a room of 30 people where maybe 2 might be their ideal client. Where the way that I'm going to teach you now is that we can use technology now rather than sitting in front of 2 of your ideal client and spending 6 hours a week doing it. We can set something up which will just constantly put yourself in front of your ideal client day in, day out, and not just 6, not just a couple of them, not just 30 of them, like literally thousands of them day in, day out without you having to do any more for it. So a big part of what we do as well, and it's an essential part of what we do, I think, in terms of marketing, is knowing your customer. You need to be specific about who you're going after with the marketing. You can't just use like what we call the shotgun approach, where it's just letting spray, where you're just spraying out and hoping that one of those pieces of shot lands on the target. You need to be specific, like with a sniper, and be able to pick out exactly who it is that you want to work with. Again, I think a lot of the problem with financial services and people are just taking on a lot of these leads and referrals and things, and they don't really know what's in store for them, and they're spending a lot of time and effort on these customers because as consultants we want to help people. That's what we want to do, but it's about having the right people, the people that are going to be most profitable to you in terms of obviously revenue wise, but also in terms of your time and your stress levels. But yeah, getting specific as well. Marketing's a big psychological thing. So it's all about getting to know exactly who your ideal client is, what their problems are, and what their desires are that you can address with your service. And when you really do that research to find out what they are, and you structure a marketing message around those desires and those problems, and you put that in front of those people, you'll find that your marketing is just 10 times more powerful, and your message will resonate 10 times more powerfully than what it would if you just put out a blanket message saying, we do pensions and investments, give us a ring, kind of thing. So yeah, when you can be really specific, it just makes your business grow a lot faster, makes your message a lot more powerful, you get a lot more leads. And yeah, 99% of businesses fail online because the message is just too general. It's like what they say, if you're targeting anyone, you're not targeting, if you're targeting everyone, you're not targeting anyone in reality, because your message is just not connecting with anybody. It's not resonating with anybody. So this is just a bit about me then. My name is Dan Reddish. I've been involved in marketing for the past kind of 20 years now. Just within recent years, I've just focused in on financial services, and like I said before, really niched into financial services and got to know what you guys want and immerse myself in your world. But yeah, I'm a father of 2 little kids there. They're my why. That's the reason why I work hard. But the way I got into marketing, I used to run club nights since I was 17, since I left school. It was through passion of going to club events. I started club nights, used to book DJs and promote the events. Back then, it was more about sticking posters up on walls and running around town with a bucket of paste and a paintbrush, pasting them on walls and dodging the cops. But yeah, and the internet was just starting back in those days. I used to promote my events on things like MySpace, and then Facebook came around in 2004. So that was just like a dream come true for me, because I could just do a lot of the work by sitting on my backside really in front of a laptop. And then yeah, it's just graduated up from there really. And I've just within the past 5 years, I went, because I was at a part-time job, but I went self-employed full-time, which led me up to now, which is where I just do marketing specifically for financial services now. But yeah, I'm also an investor. I've got a keen passion in the financial markets as well, stocks and crypto assets, and I love the great outdoors, and I love to eat good food as well. So that's just a bit about me. So Facebook ads then, yeah. So this is going back to the funnel. So I'm going to show you now a strategy that we use to. This is how I get most of my business, as mentioned in the intro, and the way that we get traffic. What I mean by traffic is just how we put ourselves in front of a lot of people at scale is through Facebook ads. So Facebook ads to me, it's the best thing I've come across in terms of marketing anything, because it's just got a colossal amount of data on every one of its 3 billion active monthly users. So that opens up a world of targeting opportunities where you can really get specific. So if you're kind of a mortgage broker, you can target people who've recently liked Rightmove, for example, or you can target obviously demographics, or you can get really specific as to who sees your ad, and so you're just paying for the right people to see it, as opposed to the contrast would be like in the old school way of doing it would be to put an advert in a newspaper, where you're going to get a lot of wastage there because you're paying for it, and there's going to be probably 95% of the people that look at that ad aren't going to get anything from it. They're not going to even consume it, but you pay for it anyway. But with Facebook ads, you're just paying for the right people to consume the ad. So what we're doing then is we're putting an ad in front of our target audience, but this ad is not selling your service directly. This is where a lot of people will say, oh, Facebook ads don't work. They've tried Facebook ads for financial services specifically, but because with financial services, it's a massive financial commitment, and people aren't going to trust a Facebook ad just off the back of an ad. And then, because most financial service professionals will put an ad out saying, for a mortgage broker, for example, say, we're your local mortgage broker, we've got really good rates at the minute, we've been in business for this long, we're professional, and it just doesn't, nobody trusts it because it's just a random ad. It's the biggest financial commitment they're ever going to make. They're not just going to trust a random ad on Facebook from a random company that they've never heard of. And so that's why people say Facebook ads don't work, because they've not put anything between the ad and getting them on a call, which is where this funnel comes into play. So it's this funnel that it takes somebody from, I don't know you, to I trust you with my family's future, or I trust you with my life savings, whatever it is that you're offering. So the truth is then, those prospects won't buy from your website or your Facebook ad at first glance, especially if they're becoming aware of you today. Like I said, it takes time. So this funnel, it creates what are called touch points. So touch points are basically just somebody seeing you and your brand. So traditionally, it can take between 7 and 11 touch points before someone will even engage you for business. So that could be just you, so somebody seeing your post on Facebook. It doesn't have to be virtual. It could be somebody like a referral, someone mentioning you to them. So it takes 7 of these touch points, between 7 and 11, before someone will engage you. Like I say, statistically, we're much more likely to make a sale from someone we've built trust with and shown that we've built our expertise, professionalism, and authority, more so in financial services, than any other niches. So done the traditional way then, using those touch points, it can take months or even years to build up those 7 to 11 touch points. But once we can create the trust, authority, professionalism, and expertise, once we can get those across to our ideal client, then this translates to a process that moves people to a decision within weeks or days that has traditionally taken months or years. So this funnel kind of touches on these touch points all within one funnel, which takes about 15-20 minutes for the prospect to get through, compared to, like I say, the traditional way of doing things. It could take months, even years, for those touch points to be built up. But through this funnel, it just does it all in one. So this is a kind of overview of the different components of a funnel. So the funnel is, the meat of the funnel is a value video. So that's a video that we record that kind of addresses the needs of your market, of your ideal client. So it depends obviously what your service is, but if it's a mortgage, it could be like some people do NHS staff, for example. So it could be 5 things to avoid as an NHS staff member when applying for a first mortgage. Something like that, something that's of value specifically to your target audience. So we'd be pushing NHS, in that example, targeting NHS staff with the Facebook ads, pushing those to a value video. So there's a link, the ad would link the prospects to the value video. But before that, they'd opt in for that training. So that we'd ask them to type their email address in to get access to the training. So we've then got their email address. So we've then got them as a lead, because they've obviously put their hand up. They're obviously somewhere in that market interested in mortgages, and they're an NHS staff member, as per this example. So we've got their email address then. So that goes into a database. So we're constantly collecting this database of emails. And then they'll watch the video. And then at the end of that video, You'll say, obviously, you can take away this information, do what you want with it, go out into the market and find a mortgage, or you can press this button below and talk to an expert who deals specifically with NHS staff members, who knows your specific situation and can help you get to where you need to be. Press this button below to arrange this free strategy call. So then they'll be hit with a scheduler where they'll be able to pick a time and a date. So going back to my example earlier about the problems with lead gen at the minute, that's one of the issues. Obviously, when you're buying leads in, they don't know, they're not expecting your call. So obviously with this, they're expecting the time and the date, they'll get emails. The point of that value video as well, that builds a bit of trust and it builds rapport, it builds authority, that because you're teaching them something, obviously they know that you're well versed in what you do. It builds a bit of trust because just hearing the voice of the person that you want to do business with goes a long way. And you'd explain a bit about yourself and how the business started, what you're up to in the business, just to build a bit of that rapport and familiarity. And then they'll be hit with a survey. So we're asking them pre-qualifying questions. So if it is, like I said, mortgage, you'd be asking them things like if they've got a deposit, how much deposit they've got, if the credit rating's any good, whatever you need to know to pre-qualify so you can review this information. So you'd get an email straight away as soon as this lead fills that information in. So you're only contacting the best qualified leads, the hottest leads, the leads that you know you can help. Because again, I think that's a big problem. People are ringing a load of leads and they're just spending a lot of time on doing that, and they're not the right leads, so they can't really help them. And it's, like I said, it's a waste of everyone's time. So that kind of filters out. And this video as well filters out because that takes a good 15 minutes for them to get through. So you know by the time that they've watched that video that they're very invested in what it is that you've got to say. Rather than, as I say, with traditional lead gen, it's just a little form online where it literally takes them 2 seconds to fill in the name and the phone number. And yeah, there's no real intent in that. They've not committed to anything there. So the more hoops we make them jump through, the better quality the lead is at the end. So obviously, then we contact them at the specific time that they've arranged, and yeah, hopefully then they become a customer. So the actual meat of this video, of this funnel, should I say, then is the value video. So this is, like I said, where you're teaching them something between 15 and 30 minutes. So I use Canva. This is how I do all my kind of presentations and things. Canva is a free graphic design software that's available on the internet. So you just go to canva.com and you can create slideshows using templates. So that's how I've done mine. That's how I teach it, just to do you're talking over the slideshow. So your value video then, this is the bulk of it. So it needs to be structured in a certain way. So what it needs to do, it needs to address your niche's desires and point out the pain points. So it needs to kick their bruised knee in that sense. So it needs to make them aware that you're aware of what the problems are and that you know how to address them and you can help them overcome them. So we teach them how to solve part of it, so they've got some value from it, and then we offer to help them more in a strategy call. That's where you obviously get them on a call. And yeah, recording your video. So like I said, it needs to be between 15 and 30 minutes long using Canva. And the best way to record things, it's free, is QuickTime. So you can do a screen record using QuickTime, but it's really good to invest in a decent microphone because people won't stick around long if it's a terrible sound. Yeah, that's Canva, as I say. It's just canva.com there. There's a free or a paid one, but the free one is quite sufficient. But even the paid one, I think it's $9.99 a month, which is nothing, and you can do a bit more with it. So I just wanted to show you a bit about client results. Just bear with me 2 seconds. Start that again.
Actually, it's made me look at my business and how that sort of interacts with my own personal life, which has been really good and really helpful for me because it's actually given me more balance when it's really nice.
Yes, I would definitely recommend it. As I said before, the support has been absolutely brilliant for where I'm not that great at setting it all up.
You've never took Facebook account before they started you?
Yeah, no, like I said, my idea was posting a post. That was it. So no idea whatsoever. Really.
It's not an easy process. I wouldn't say if you're not motivated, it's probably not for you because it's not one of these courses where you're going to go on. They're going to give you 2 or 3 golden nuggets and then suddenly you're flying to get what you want out of it, but you're going to have to put the work in. But actually, if you put the work in, it really is life-changing and your business really will grow and develop where you want it to be.
If you're in the same position as I was, where you're spending money you're buying leads, you're flittering and floating from one place to another just to try and get traction, I would say, yeah, definitely do this course, because if you want to take control of your business, if you want to get an understanding of social marketing that will project you forward, this course will guide you to that understanding of yourself and your customers, and you'll be in a position where you can actually create your own tribe. This will put you in a position where you've then got a constant flow of leads and put you in control of the tap and how quickly or slowly they come to you. So you're more or less moving your business in the direction you want at the speed you want, rather than just wasting money on other random projects. The choice is yours. You can continue to stress about where your next client's coming from, or you can invest in this course designed by Dan and run with Ross and Ash. The difference is this will put you into control rather than leaving everything to randomness and chance.
And since starting this course, my business has gone up 200%, which is just bloody phenomenal, really. And that's just putting out really bad videos, really bad content. But I think it's just reminding people what I do as much as anything. It's just now I've got to try and get brand new people rather than referrals going out.
That's amazing, first of all. So well done with that. That's a stupid increase. That's great.
Motivation more than anything, I think, to be fair, Vash.
Well done, Ross. Congratulations.
What length of time is that in, Jen?
I started the course, was it March? Probably Dan, I started.
April. Under 3 months.
Yeah, but some of that is just, some of that is going out and actually doing some work rather than sitting looking at my view all day and going, have I got no business? So
I would just say stop boosting your posts, stop buying leads, just do this. That's my advice.
Okay, so that's just some client results that we've had. We've been doing this. It's a coaching program that we offer for financial services where it's an interlinking system. So it's all about the psychological side where we work with you, to define exactly who your ideal client is and where to find them and how to structure a message that's going to resonate with them. We then show you where to go to find these people to put that message in front. We use organic processes. We cover Facebook or LinkedIn, depending on where your ideal client is. We do a lot of video production. We teach you how to do quality videos. And obviously we cover the funnel side of things as well, where we provide you with everything you need, really. We provide you with the funnel, we provide you with all the emails that similar to what you'll get from me through this process. Basically, we give you this and show you how to edit it and make it your own. We give you the car and show you how to drive it. But yeah, this is just some client results. So you can see these yourself on my YouTube channel. If you just type in Dan Reddish Consulting on YouTube, and you can see the full client results just to give you an idea of what other people's experiences have been with it up to now. So obviously, you can do this one of two ways. I've given you a kind of blueprint to it now. You can pay a web developer, will knock you up a funnel for a couple of grand, and you can edit it and put it together yourself. Or, like I say, we can provide it all for you, provide ongoing support with it. If you want to talk to us to see if it would be a good fit for you, because it's not for everybody. So I like to get people on the phone to find out where they are, learn more about them, to see if it would be useful for them, and to see if they're committed to getting the results, really, because I only work with people that are committed to it. And so, if you want to arrange a call, press the button below, press apply now, and just fill in your details there, and pick a date, and we'll be in touch and we'll talk more about it. But I appreciate your time, and thank you very much. Have a good day. Thank you.